A new update is out. Patch 17.0. Now, it seems like a lot, but in reality is not so much. But I will still, read it down and explain if there might be any misunderstandings, if there might be any possible misunderstanding towards the things. First thing first, the end of the month of the Mad God. Month of the Mad God was very underwhelming. I didn't play much the last 2 weeks because there was just no point in doing it. It's just all the same as last year. I honestly would say even less than last year. Last year there was even like new stuff. But I will talk about the underwhelming month of the Mad God in another video. With the month of the Mad God, the Orc's Horse got deactivated, the Leprechaun, Demon Blade and Doombow drop like they used to, more stone tokens, and Mad God's tokens are now feet power, really bad feet power to be honest, especially the Mad God token since it required quite a bit of farming. And teleporting the nest is back to being disabled. For those who don't know, you weren't able to teleport in the nest normally, and you still shouldn't be able to, but for the chest event they enabled it, so people wouldn't be left out while clearing. A few changes. Loot tier potions no longer affect potion drops. Health and magic pots no longer turn into stat pots, but stat pots also no longer turn into wines. I've never seen anything about that, but seems like it happened before. Medusas drop Snake Pit instead of Abyss's Demons now. I don't understand why they would do that, but alright, I mean, it's reasonable. Medusa's Snake Pits is an inferior snake, and Abyss of Demons, it has white demons in it, so it's kind of understandable to be honest, but yeah. Unbound rings have their own descriptions now, and Curse no longer soaks enemies in tomato sauce, which is absolutely unnecessary, but okay. Quality of life, disabled particle. There's a lot of lag reducing things. They explain themselves a lot in the options as well. So you want first obviously the disable enemy particles there. That is already up, this already existed, and pots to max and player hit particles that already existed, toggle new minimap colors. But there is a few new ones. Disable particle masters, pretty much all non-essential particles are not here anymore. Only like the traps and whatever that you have to see because co-op, even if there's not much around. But disable damage from other players. Disable damage from other players. Disable ally notifications. Anything about it like slowed and whatever, and there's like also the ally damage text. So yeah, it's quite like reducing a bit. Now there's also a few fixes. For example, client corrects enemies that turned invisible due to desync issues. That's like healed on death. I've seen videos about that. It's happened to me as well already, where you just turn yourself invisible because you hit 0 health and you get healed after that. That can happen with enemies too, but way rarer. Usually happens with players. It can also be reproduced. Not sure if they fix it only for the enemies. The damage from the prisons, from the Hive Master Helm Drakes and the explosive consumables counts towards the user's spellbound damage, which is something very important. Had always been the importance there. If you have a firework or whatever, now counts toward the spellbound damage. Gravel no longer ignores invincibility and has a more accurate description. That is so important. All these Marble Colossus instas were super annoying already. like seriously. And Orange Drag Egg and Gravel no longer ignore status immunity. That is even better. And now you can't Gravel anything anymore, which is great. Orange and Blue can only sap enemies they can affect. So if the enemy is paralyzed, immune, they won't be affected anymore by the paralyze. Pet food no longer implies that you can equip it and displays a better tip. The tip is pretty much go to a red rod and feed it. Fixed tooltips for ST items on leaderboards. Fixed redundant information. And fixed an issue where consumables other than keys could not be used when under 10 stars. Fixed an issue where certain items would not grant their intended fame bonus. Well, didn't even know that it was around. Well, interesting. Abilities. Invincible and invisible enemies can no longer be cursed, which is interesting. That's alright. Don't mind it. Wasn't really necessary. Now it will just get a moon. There's really no point in doing it. Fixed marble pillar buff not affecting cloak rogues. Fixed green mad lab liquid uncloaking rogues. There is quite some fixes. It's not too much. The most important ones are the Lost Halls one, where the enemies now despawns if they're about to enter a closed boss room. The spooky boy at the encounter now despawns probably at the end of the fight, even if stuck. Marble Colossus no longer leaves rocks alive and still spawns the Void Rift when killed too fast. That was really important because people kept insta-killing him and you couldn't open the Void after. Now if you insta-kill him without Marble, you can still open the Void after, which is great. Marble Colossus laser should no longer desync, hopefully. And insta-killing cultists no longer locks the fight. For those who don't know, if you killed one of the 5 cultists instantly at the 3rd phase, you pretty much broke the whole event and you couldn't do anything anymore and they were just standing there forever. So it's good that it got fixed. And yeah, that's like, there's some old stuff got changed, like Drake range got buffed. Something with gravestones, I don't get it myself. Eye of the Avatar has less shots but more consistent damage. And Oryx Puppet has some fixed shots, like the stacked shots fixed and whatever. Yeah, that is pretty much it. So now to the content that was actually in this update. They added the Tinkerer back. And it has changed quite a lot. Now, the whole quest system got reworked. Now there's 5 quests refreshing every day that are now available. Quest list is randomized per user. Quests can be completed in any order without the need to complete quest 1 to get to quest 2. And items required for the rest are not directly parsed and consumed from the inventory and backpack. So you don't have to drag it into anymore. For the quests themselves, they will be completely different than they used to be. You don't have to find some random fucking items anymore, but you have to complete dungeons. These dungeons will drop a non-stackable quest item that is guaranteed from the bosses and so fairly common. So they want to kind of push the players to run dungeons for quests rather than stockpiling marks. But you can go for it if you're willing to sacrifice the space, so in theory you could just get this shit and just stack it in your vault, but it's like, it's stupid. Like, if I want to stack the shit, then let me stack the shit. It's just, in the end, you're just wasting our space away. But hey, nothing I can do about it. There's also a quest chest and the epic quest chests, and these can drop pots, high tier items, and even UTs, which is pretty okay. I'd say I can accept that. And user generated content it's pretty much like, how to explain it? It's how they get workers for free. They don't have to pay money, but they do stuff. It's easy as that.